Congressman Joe Wilson joining us now. And Joe, it's such a joy to have you on The Point. Welcome in.
Well, Kev, I appreciate the word joy. It's a joy, too, to me to be with you. And you and Lainey have just been so important to our family. And indeed, last Tuesday night, I was at the Ukrainian embassy, and I was sitting there and had a blood pressure drop. I found that out later. And so what occurred is that it could not have happened at a better place. I just happened to be sitting with the chaplain of the U.S. House, Margaret Keven, and next to her were two cardiac doctors. And so they immediately gave me aid. And then, Kev, I'm really grateful. I was rushed to George Washington University intensive care. And while I was there, I ended up having a pacemaker placed to address blood pressure drop. And now I have a 10-year guarantee.
Well, I appreciate the humor involved. I want to ask you, I mean, again, I don't know how bad actually it got, and there's been reports that they said that you had a stroke and that you lost consciousness, right, and that you had to get CPR. I didn't know what happened or what didn't happen, Joe. Do you remember the incident? I mean, do you remember it happening?
No, I don't. I was sitting there, and the next thing I know, the next day I woke up in intensive care. And, hey, I'm not complaining, okay? But in retrospect, indeed, I had CPR, and I have cracked ribs. But I'm not complaining because the doctors knew what they were doing. And so, and hey, I can handle the slight pain that I have. And then the good news is that I was actually released after 2 days, and then the great thing, I'm back here in Washington. I'll be voting tomorrow. I've really been so humbled, really, Kev, by the hundreds of people who have been in touch here in Washington, back home. My colleagues, members of the House, members of the Senate, Republicans, Democrats, retired members, I call them members emeriti, and over and over again, I've heard, it's so humbling to hear from people I went to elementary school with, high school, college, from around the country, and then it's just really very, very humbling. And the way I'm going to remember this is not for the horror of what happened, but I'm going to remember how many people were so kind to me. I'm going to remember how dear they were to Roxanne. I will always cherish how my staff responded immediately to address every issue and to make sure that the public was being served. And just over and over again, I'm going to have positive memories. It's really just so humbling, so inspiring to see the list, several pages long, of different ambassadors, staff members, people, what you and I would consider to be real people who work for different members of Congress who have come by to say how much they appreciate me always telling them hello. And just over and over again, it's just a humbling experience. I'm just grateful for the medical care I've received, and I'm very grateful for the support of the community.
You know, so many of my listeners emailed and called and sent social media messages saying, how is he? How is he? We know that you talked to the family, and I had announced, because I got permission from your son, Alan, I had spoken with Alan each time I talked to Alan, and he gave me an update and I said, can I put this on the radio? And he said, yes. The family wants to be transparent, and they also want to let people know because so many people are scared. But I want you to understand this, and I think you do, but I want to make sure you understand this, Joe. All of those people that responded, all of those people from around really the world, but certainly the country, they responded because of you being such a statesman and being such a kind person and caring so much about others. Forget about the politics. Nobody cared that Joe Wilson was Republican or a conservative. Nobody cared about that at that moment. All they cared about was that one of the kindest people they know, Joe Wilson, was down, and hopefully not down for the count. And so I hope you understand that's a reflection on you and Roxanne and the Wilson family for all you've done for so many people.
Well, again, it's so humbling and inspiring. And I don't want to embarrass all my Democrat friends, but I had so many Democrats call who I've worked with, and we have worked together on different issues, particularly to support the people of Ukraine, to support the people of Israel, to support the people of Taiwan, over and over again on foreign affairs. And then I'm so again, Kev, this is going to be a very positive experience to me. I certainly don't ever want to go through it again, but
Sure.
I'm just so appreciative of the messages and from people I haven't heard from in 20 years,
Right.
and just out of the blue, and I just will be inspired